Hello, Namaskar, and a very good afternoon to everyone watching NCERT's live interactive program. I am Simran Singh, and you have all connected with us through eVidya channel number 14. Besides this, you can watch this particular program on the YouTube channel named NCERT Events. So once again, a very warm welcome to all our audiences in this particular special program. That is the fourth training session of this pilot program on Introduction to Generative AI and generating images using Adobe Express. We are delighted to have with us our teachers, teacher educators, school leaders from the states of Delhi, Haryana, Gujarat, Assam, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh joining with us in the conversation today. So when we talk about this a digital world or digital space, we are all using and consuming digital space in one or the other way, and for our regular activities, for our office work, for the professional as well as personal use, and integration of technology in the classroom scenario or in our educational practices. Well, it is the need of the hour. So through a synergistic combination of technology and creativity focused pedagogies, CIET NCERT has collaborated with Adobe India in order to design these particular programs, these training sessions for all of you, which are aimed to cultivate creativity, innovation and digital empowerment among all the educators. So viewers, let's watch a video on Adobe Express. Well, this is a very special program for all of you. In case you would like to connect with us, you all know that we have our contact number for all of you and the different details flashing on the screens. So let's watch a video on Adobe Express.
NCERT, in collaboration with Adobe India, presents a pioneering online training program. Discover the power of Adobe Express and Adobe Acrobat with AI Assistant to bring digital creativity and AI skills into the classroom. Starting from 6th of June till the end of July, join us every Tuesday and Thursday from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Tune in to the NCERT Events YouTube channel and be a part of the future of education.
Welcome back viewers, and you have just seen this particular video on Adobe Express. So let me apprise you that in these training programs, we actually started them on 3rd of June, and for this 20-hour long training sessions for all of you, we will be here till 31st of July. That is from 3rd June till 31st of July. Let me apprise you that the session is divided into two parts. The first is a mandatory segment for all the teachers regardless of their subject, and the second is a specialized techniques for integrating subjects into the curriculum. The sessions will be followed by assignments, and after each technical session, which the educators can follow these assignments and can complete them using Adobe Express education accounts. Additionally, participants will engage in online quizzes during the training to assess their understanding. So let's watch a few images in order to understand this training schedule better. We will be flashing the images regarding our training schedule, and the different topics will be highlighted for all of you. As we just informed you that today it's the fourth training session on Introduction to Generative AI and generating images using Adobe Express. So viewers, you can have a note of all the different topics, the dates that we are going to conduct our programs on these particular dates for all of you. And you can always connect with us, give us a call at our contact numbers. Also, if you have any of the questions, so feel free to comment it down in the comment section of our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Events. So now let's get ready to ignite your creativity with Adobe Express as we embark on this exciting journey with the team from Adobe India. We have with us Ms. Jasmeet Kaur Kang and Ms. Deepshika Arora from Adobe India. Namaskar, आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. And I would also like to introduce both of you to our viewers. We have with us Ms. Jasmeet Kaur Kang, and she is an education evangelist with Adobe India. She leads K-12 professional development activities and thought leadership for Adobe Express to build a community of Adobe creative educators in India. A very warm welcome to you.
Thank you.
Then we also have with us Ms. Deepshika Arora, who is an education manager at Adobe India. She leads strategic engagements for evangelism, and upskilling teachers of K-12 schools across India. She also enables digital transformation journey for education institutions and empower teachers and students with digital creativity skills exposure. Once again, a very warm welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
And I would also like to take the moment to welcome all our learners, the school leaders, the school teachers who have connected with us in this particular program. So before we proceed any further, Jasmeet ma'am, let's quickly recap what we discussed in our last training program.
Yeah, sure. So in our last training program, we sort of created posters, graphics, flyers using Adobe Express, and we got a lot of submissions actually from our teachers, and a lot of teachers have been sending us emails also about their creations. So first of all, thank you so much for sending all these creations, because we love to see when our teachers send everything to us, send what they are creating on Adobe Express to us. And with that, I would like to just very quickly give you a glimpse of what all I have been receiving on our Padlet, the link that I had shared with you all the last time. So I'm going to quickly share my screen and show you the kind of submissions that we have been getting from the teachers.
So viewers, keep on writing to us, keep on asking your questions.
Yeah, so as you can all see, there are beautiful, beautiful projects that all these teachers have created. They are creating worksheets, they are creating back to school graphics. They have also created worksheets in their own subjects. This is all amazing, teachers. I can see such a cute worksheet on parts of plant as well on the left side. So I hope you all also see your names here somewhere. But yeah, if you still haven't shared anything with us, don't worry, we are going to share the QR code with you all again today, 2 times during the session. So make sure you take a screenshot of that QR code and keep it handy. And when you want to share anything with us that you're creating on Adobe Express, just add on this Padlet. Thank you so much for sending your creations, and we are loving receiving all of them as well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And a welcome kit is also shared with all the registered participants. So, Deepshika ma'am, would you like to take us through the welcome kit?
Surely. So all the registered participants would have received 2 emails from Adobe. One where we have submitted the welcome kit, including the login guide, the relevant information, all the details about the session. And second, where we have provided you the access of Adobe educational licenses. And if somehow you have not received or missed somehow, we will be sharing those again once you register to your correct email IDs, and make sure that you have shared the consent by marking yes in the interest form.
All right, thank you so much, Deepshika ma'am. So let's again watch a video on Adobe Express. So I believe it is very important to understand at length about what Adobe Express does and how it can help in integrating technology in the classroom scenarios. So Jasmeet ma'am, please take us through about the different details associated with Adobe Express. What is it all about?
Sure, sure. So the first step, of course, that we have been reiterating is that the login process, which is very, very simple. And as you all know that Adobe Express is a digital creativity software that will help you all create educational infographics, web pages, videos, etc. So to log in into Adobe Express, you will need to actually sign into your accounts using your email IDs and passwords that you are registered with us, right? As you can all see on my screen, this is the login screen that you all will be seeing once you are on Adobe Express. So once you have typed new.express.adobe.com, this is the sign-in screen that comes up. If you've already logged in, you could click on continue with Google, and once you do that, you will be able to log in directly. If you haven't logged in yet, then you will be able to just type in your password and email IDs, and once you've done that, you will then be able to log into your Adobe Express accounts. And that's the home screen for Adobe Express where you should all be. Let's also watch a video on the signing in process completely.
This video depicts the process of logging into your Adobe Express educational accounts. To begin with, please follow the teacher's login guide provided in your welcome kit. In the teacher's login guide, we have depicted 4 steps for you to follow to log in into your Adobe Express educational accounts. Kindly remember to use your registered email ID only. On the first page, please click on the Adobe Express link provided. This will take you to the login page of Adobe Express. On the login page, please enter your registered email ID to proceed into your login. Now enter the password linked with your email ID. And click on continue. Upon continuing, you will be given option to choose between 2 profiles. Kindly select the Pilot Digital Creativity Skills profile only. This will take you to your Adobe Express educational account. Your educational account will look something like this. It will welcome you with your name, and on the left panel, you can see the educational resources. Welcome. Now let's begin.
So viewers, today our topic of conversation is Introduction to Generative AI and Generating Images using Adobe Express. So let's understand more about Generative AI. Well, we are living in a world where everyone can now bring their creative vision to life simply by describing it in a few words and generating content in just seconds. A world where applications act as a creative co-pilot to help instantly create designs all unique to someone's style and taste. Generative AI is truly ushering in a new era of creative expression for everyone. And creators are open to new unparalleled opportunities to work in ways where creativity and productivity are more interconnected and complementary than ever before. What is Generative AI feature on Express? Educators now have access to generative AI text-to-image and text effect features, which empower them to quickly come up with creative visuals for a range of classroom projects. The features bridge the gap between students' imagination and the blank page, and they are incredibly easy to use. So students can build confidence in their creative skills while making images and effects that meet classroom learning objectives. So Jasmeet ma'am, let's dive deeper into the understanding of generative AI.
Yeah, sure. So to help you understand what generative AI is and what are the features of generative AI that we're going to cover today, I will actually need your help today, Simran, in that. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
All right.
And once you answer those questions, we are going to generate an image that has never existed before. All right. So are you all set for that?
Yes, yes, sure.
Perfect. So on my screen, as you all can see, I have my home screen ready on my computer, and if I scroll a bit down, I will find my generative AI options. So one is text to image, the other one is generative fill, and there is text effects as well. If I scroll further down, I also have the text to image feature here available as well. So I'm going to use this screen actually to ask Simran a couple of questions, and once she answers, I will create a descriptive prompt from that. And once that prompt is generated, we are going to generate an image from the AI. Okay?
All right.
So we're going to start now. My first question to you would be, Simran, what is your favorite animal? And please don't say a cat or a dog, because that's going to be very, very simple. So I want you to think of something very creative and very like a fun animal.
Okay, a fun animal, I don't know. So I should say lion.
Okay, a lion. Let's go with that. So I'm writing a lion. And now imagine what your lion is wearing today. So give me like a nice piece of clothing.
Yes.
It could have a hat, it could have some shoes. Also mention the color of whatever outfit you're deciding for your lion.
Okay, so a lion can be wearing a good tuxedo, a suit.
Okay,
I'll say.
perfect.
And that too of red color.
Okay, all right.
And
Wearing
the
a tuxedo.
shoes should be white. And the hat, I think the combination could be white and red maybe.
Okay, perfect. Let's go with that. And a red hat. So as you can all see, I'm writing my prompt along with while I'm asking Simran all of these questions. And my next question then going to be is, what do you think is the lion eating or drinking? Give me a nice piece of like a food item or any maybe drink that you like.
Okay, the lion is eating pasta
Okay.
and maybe drinking or having a cold coffee.
Okay, eating pasta and having a cold coffee. All right, thank you. So right now we have like our prompt which says a lion wearing a tuxedo of red color and white shoes, a red hat, eating pasta and having a cold coffee. We are now going to add some more elements. So I'm going to ask you my next question. Tell me where the lion is sitting or standing. So what is the background that, of the lion look like? Is it in mountains? Is it on a beach side? Is it in a jungle? Give me like a nice setting wherever the lion
So
is.
let's imagine this lion on a beach side.
Okay. Sitting or standing?
Sitting.
Okay,
resting.
perfect. Okay, all right. Sitting on the beach side. So you guys can see how I'm building up to my prompt. I'm actually asking a lot of descriptive questions and I'm writing the text description, right? So a lion wearing a tuxedo of red color and white shoes, wearing a red hat, eating pasta, having a cold coffee, sitting on the beach side.
Yes.
My last and final question for you, Simran, would be, tell me what is the weather like wherever the lion is?
Well, I think it has to be monsoons or maybe a rainy season.
Okay.
Let's go with rain.
Rainy season, so can I say it's a bit cloudy?
Yes. Yes.
All right. And my last sentence would be, and the weather is a bit cloudy. Now, Simran, just wait for the magic to happen because we are now going to generate this image that you just described
I am
in
so
description.
excited to see this.
Yes. All right. So now, teachers, you should also sort of give in a prompt that is really, really descriptive. That is actually an image you want to sort of build onto and be as descriptive as possible. Why I'm emphasizing on being as descriptive? Because then you would get actually the correct image of what you are imagining in your head. So, for example, if I say a cat, it will just generate a cat, a normal cat. But let's say if I say a cat wearing a red hat and wearing pink shoes, so then it would generate something like that. So now the wait, I'm not going to make you wait anymore. So I'm going to click on the generate button and we'll now wait. The drum rolls are happening and we are now waiting for our image to sort of appear. And let's see if it is the image that Simran imagined in her head. So we are now generating our image, the generative AI with the generative AI text to image feature, and there it is, Simran. Can you see your lion with the red hat?
What a lion.
Wearing a tuxedo, sitting, eating.
What a weather, what a lion.
Yeah. So you see it all. And if you click on the load more option, Simran, you will not only get just these 4 images, but you can click on the load more option and you will see lot many images of the same particular description. So this is what you can do with generative AI text to image. And as you can see, there are these several images I can click on, and whichever image I think suits the best to my need, or whatever is the image that I sort of imagined to be, that is something that I could put. Now teachers, for you, I would like to add on a few more things. A lot of times we are looking out for images that we do not necessarily find on the web, right? We scroll and scroll for hours and we don't get a similar image that we're thinking about in our head. So for that, generative AI text to image comes to your rescue, because here you'll have to just come in, type in your prompts, be you're a science teacher, you're a language teacher, you're a math teacher, you can all just write in your prompts and sort of create these images that you would maybe want to use in your classroom. So our elementary teachers use it for poems, even for, I would say, a lot of times for languages, right? We have so many, I would say we have so many stories, right?
Yes.
And in the stories, we have so many characters that we keep on thinking about that, oh my God, this character, maybe this character is thin for you.
Yes.
That character is fat, a little fat for me. That character might be short for her, right? So we can all then build those characters and give in our description in the text to image and say that this is how I want my character to be. Or even for sceneries as well. Let's say if I'm talking about a very simple poem or a story that we used to read when we were young, The Rabbit and the Hare, the kind of jungle that there is, right? We could describe the jungle that I really want to have. You could describe your way of whatever the jungle you would want to have.
Jasmeet ma'am, can we say that it gives wings to our imagination?
Of course it does. That's absolutely correct. Like you put it very rightly, it does give wings to your imagination, and it lets you create whatever you're thinking, whatever you have in your brains, whatever you have in your head, the kind of image, the kind of everything you could just put in there. And as I said, be as descriptive as possible, because that's going to give you out the best, I would say, answers to your whatever imagination is.
So if we try to be very, very specific, as you mentioned, being a descriptive, so I believe we are going to get something very near to our imagination,
Of course, yes, definitely, yes, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's about it. This is what the text to image feature is. I really want all you teachers to actually just try this feature out, so that when we share our QR code with you all today, you are able to share your creations with us as well. So I'm just going to present for the one last time where you will find this feature. On your home screens, as you can see, once you keep scrolling down right at the bottom, and there you will find text to image. And this is where you will keep start typing your prompt, where you can describe people, place, moods, settings, anything at all. And as you can see, if you hover through these images, you can see how these images were created with what kind of prompt. For example, this one says young girl and her teddy bear sitting on a rooftop looking at the stars. So this is the image that it has generated. So this is where you can also sort of take your inspiration from, or maybe look at the prompts, the kind of prompts that I have been given. And we are going to discuss more about the prompts as well in our next segment. So yeah, that's about it.
Well, that was one interesting feature of generative AI, that we can actually generate something straight out of our imagination. So let's also understand and explore more about generative AI features of Adobe Express with the help of this video. So we got to know that we can create anything anywhere, any weather, any color, anything of your choice using generative AI. So can our viewers also have their creations?
Yeah, of course. So remember teachers, we shared a Padlet link with you all. So we are going to share that Padlet link once again with you all so that you can all just take a picture of it, scan the QR code, and that will lead you to a Padlet in which then you will be able to add in your creations. So for that, what you're going to do today again is you're going to click on the plus button at the bottom right corner of the Padlet, and then you're going to upload your image, whatever image you have created. I'm sure by now you all know how to download images on Adobe Express. So just download those images and you will be able to then upload them on the Padlet very, very easily. I can actually just give you a very quick glimpse of how that is done on the Padlet. So on my screen, as you all can see, when I click on the first button and when I click on the add button, you will see I'll be able to upload my Padlet from here. At the bottom right, there's a plus button, and in the plus button, when I click on this particular first option which says upload, I can select any image that I want to upload, open it, and then sort of publish it. That's what you really need to do for today. So yeah, that's how we will be able to see your creations. We are very excited to look at them. So please do share your creations with us.
Of course, I'm pretty sure that our viewers are going to share their share of story, their creations with us. So when we talk about any image being created, can we actually modify the prompt? Can we modify the generated image? Dipshika ma'am.
Absolutely, we can. And that's a very good question, Simran. So let me reframe it. What do you think prompts are? Just meet any one word that comes into your mind.
Textual description.
All right, Simran.
Maybe a set of words.
All right. So very well. Let me reframe it and make you understand what prompts basically are. So prompts are basically the instructions that we give to AI to perform a task and generate an output. So these are very important and crucial for our generative AI, and these are key component to anything and everything that we do using the generative AI. So I would say that there is a strategy behind what the prompts are and how we are going to use it to create such beautiful images and illustrations which just Meet had just shared. So let me share a few of the pillars which are important for a prompt to be effective. So first, it should be specific. So be specific in the ask. Just imagine in your mind what do you really want, what the subject is. Second, you need to be descriptive. Add as many descriptors as possible. So the more the description, the more better your image would be. Third, it would be unique. Do not just copy paste from the web. Just create your own thinking, describe it in the words that you think that best describes your image. Fourth would be, and the most important one would be empathetic. So bring empathy to your creations. If I use the keywords such as let's say love, gentle, playful, it will give me a heartwarming result. And if I use the keywords such as powerful, strong, uplifting, it will give me a inspiring one. So I'll just share my screen and show you what the magic of keywords are. So you can see here landscape with grass and ice. With each keyword, you can see the background is getting changed. So this is the power of the keyword. You can see landscape with grass and ice, digital painting, butterfly shaped alien spacecraft with emerald fractal designs, a guard standing nearby. You can see this is the final image that has been generated by using such keywords. So this is how you can describe your own image. So this was sort of a image that I wanted to create, and by writing keywords such as this, I get to generate this. I will also share one of the so as I said, be specific, be creative, and be descriptive in whatever you want to create. So the more better describe your prompts, the better your image will be. So let's just have an example here. So you can see, when I said be specific, I know my object or the subject is a cat. When I say image of a cat, the first image gets appeared. When I said image of a cat, digital painting, you can see how vibrant and how colorful it has showed. When I said cat with bold stripes, digital painting, 2 colors, sitting by the window, shallow depth of field, and cyberpunk fantasy. So the third one is where you have described it more, and which I think the best among all the 3. Again, if I go down, you can see be descriptive. I can see a studio shot of a futuristic high heels. This is the best image that I could have, generated. So you can see with a little bit of warm lighting, the image appears to be new. With a little bit of more keywords to it, like shallow depth of field, mechanical materials as props, you can see it has been metallic high heels, right? And I said empathy is where, you bring out the emotions. And I would say that any successful story that you would create, it has emotions to it. We can see a little girl wearing a raincoat standing in the rain. With a little bit of, emotions like a big smile, etc., we can have a beautiful image generated. So you can see the power of keywords here and how beautiful we have described our image.
Yes, so you just mentioned about emotions, and when we talk about machinery, when we talk about artificial intelligence, I think something like that is really exciting. Is it able to depict emotions also? Like if I say sad, happy, or maybe angry, is it possible to have that kind of emotion on the character's face?
Absolutely. This is, when Jasmeet was mentioning a line sitting here, maybe the weather, etc. So you can add a line in a good mood,
Yes.
right? So you can add such keywords to describe the mood, to describe the emotion of a particular object. So yeah, this is possible. So just the power of the keywords that you are going to choose. So be it emotions, be it, the weather, be it the lightning, be it the background, the environment. So it depends on the story. It depends upon, how you want to take your image to the next level.
And with regard to that, I have another question to you, ma'am. Suppose we are discussing about 2 very opposing trends, fire and ice.
Yes.
So can we also have that kind of image if I say fire and ice in the same frame?
Let's actually do that.
All right. Let's have it on our screens. So we can be very specific with the keywords.
Yes. So let me go back to my text to image and type here fire and ice. A very simple prompt and click to generate. Let's see what it gets.
So while it is generating, I would like to add that this prompt that we have just written is really, really simple, right? It just is fire and ice. And you're now going to see the difference. Now, here it is. Here is the image that it has generated, right? But let's say we could have like maybe used an element. Let's say fire on one of the, maybe we would have said a candle that is lit up, right? That's fire on the candle. Or maybe if we could have said like a bush which is on fire, or maybe we could have said an ice tray, something like that, and be descriptive with it, then it would have showed both those elements in one picture. So we could have said both those elements like sitting on a table or something like that. So as you get more descriptive with it, the more beautiful your image comes out to be. And if you keep it really, really simple as we just did, we would get images as you can see, but you can see it's all very distorted and not very like sharp images that you might have imagined in your head. When we imagine fire and ice, we imagine both of them to be separate components.
Yes.
So that's how it appears. Yeah.
Of course, and you can also try out with the different keywords. So it is quite interesting to note the kind of modifications that we can actually make to these text prompts and the kind of content or the image that is generated by them. So Jasmeet ma'am, there are, I am sure, another features also
Yes,
added
of
to
course.
Adobe Express.
Yeah.
So please share it with us.
Sure. So the next feature that we're going to focus on is the generative fill feature. Now, with the help of generative fill, what can we do? We can actually add elements to an already existing picture. So generative fill allows me to generate something and fill something in an empty spot whichever picture I have selected in that spot, and I can type in whatever I want to generate there. So let's take a look at my screen once again and we'll see how we can actually do that. So I'm just going to start and make sure that you are all able to see and take a glimpse on how do we go to the generative fill feature. And here it is on my screen, as you can all see. If I scroll down right at the bottom, you will be able to see a generative fill option that appears in your screen, right? Now, at the right at the bottom, you will see this particular option where you can see there's an option for us to upload an image to start. But before I do that, I will also show you what kind of images have already been generated over here. So for example, the first one, describe what you'd like to add or remove, and here is this cat's image where they have highlighted a certain area and then there's a pink bow that appears on the cat's head. Similarly, there's this picture of a wanderer where they have sort of added these all of these balloons that you see over here. And similarly, if I scroll to the next picture, there's a juice bottle that gets added over here when I just sort of just fill in that space. So I'm going to help you see how we can do that. But for that, I'm just going to upload an image from my device. And that's the first thing I'm going to do here. Once I click on upload the image, I will select whatever image I want to add. So let's see if I have one of the images ready with me. Alright, there's a dog, as you can see, on a plain blue screen, right? Now it says to get started, brush over an area in the image. That's what it says, right? Now in this particular image, once I start highlighting the area where I want something, I could add whatever I want to add. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a very, very simple thing. I'm just going to highlight this particular area over here. And I'm going to say generate. Okay, I'll have to refresh because my search option, my typing option hasn't appeared for some reason, but I'm just going to refresh my page and have that. Just give me a second. So I'm going to click on generative fill. Yeah, there it is. You can see it says make whatever you imagine, describe what you'd like to see. I'm going to again brush over this particular area over here, and once I do that, you can see I've brushed over this area, and now I'm going to say here that I want to add maybe roses or a bouquet of flowers or anything at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it very simple for now. I'm going to say bunch of roses, and I'm going to click on the generate button. Now once I have done that, again it's going to take a couple of seconds, but it is going to come up with something really interesting that you would like to see. So as you can see, the dog has now a bunch of roses on the left, and as always it did not just generate one result, but it generated multiple results for me to pick from. Now it automatically took in red roses, right? But I could change the prompt and I could say bunch of white lilies or bunch of pink lilies or bunch of white roses or maybe a bunch of flowers. Let's try with a bunch of flowers and see what happens next. Also, I would like you all to be mindful of the brush size over here. The brush size allows you to actually highlight an area in a larger format. So if you want to like enlarge your brush, you could just change its size from here. If you want your brush size to be a little smaller, you could do this, and then you see the brush size gets smaller. So this is what you can do. Actually, what I'm going to do is on the left hand side, again, I'm going to just fill in this particular circle over here, and I'm going to say I want to add a couple of, this time let's go for lilies maybe. And I've clicked on the generate button once again. Now let's see, does it generate lilies for us? And if it does, what is the kind of color that it picks up for itself? So you can see red fresh lilies have arrived, and there is also, as I said, variations. So you can see this one is just one flower, this is like a bunch of flowers, and even this one is like a bunch of flowers. So I hope you find this feature cool and you enjoy working on this feature, because a lot of times what happens is we get images in which we want to edit or remove items. We get images in which we want to add certain elements. So generative fill is the option for you all. How do I do that? I go to my home page once again, and once I've done that, I scroll right at the bottom where I will find generative fill option. I click on the option which says upload image to start, and then I pick up my image in which I want to upload, and then I open it, and then I start working on this image. Another thing for you all, you could upload, of course, your own images as well. But let's say you're already working inside a template or working inside maybe a worksheet or maybe a presentation that you're doing. So I'm going to open up one of those as well from your stuff. Remember the last time I was telling you all that we could click on your stuff so that we can see everything that we have created since the beginning of time. So as you can see, these are all the things that I have created since the beginning of time. I'm going to open one of these posters that I did last time. So let's imagine that you're inside your creation already. How can I use generative fill inside this creation? That is something that I'm going to take you through right now, okay? So inside this particular option, firstly, I'm going to enlarge my canvas a bit so that I can try and add things on a specific element. And then what I'm going to do is, let's say if I have a specific picture inside it, for example, this is my picture. I just clicked on that picture, and then also I can ensure to click on generative fill option, and then I can describe whatever I want to see inside here. So again, what I could do is I could maybe add 1 or 2 spots over here, and I can say I want to add bubbles over here. So once I do that and click on the generate button, you will see in my image certain bubbles being generated on the elements that I have highlighted in my image. So this is how you add anything inside your generative fill. And there it is. As you can all see, there are different bubbles that got added. Probably I should have said water bubbles, or probably I should have like named it better. But yeah, this is how the generative fill works, that you have to again try it with different prompts, try seeing that what is it that you want to create, work around different elements, and then sort of come to a conclusion of what you like the best. So yeah, that was generative fill for you all guys. I hope you enjoyed this as well. And I hope you get to try this too. And as I said already, we would love to see your creations with the QR code that we have shared with you. We would love for you all to share your creations over there so that we can have all your creations on the Padlet. And even you as educators can see each other's creations as well. So thank you so much. And yeah,
Sure.
back to you, Simran.
And Jasmeet ma'am, one prominent question that might be there for many of our viewers is that, is it easy to use? The different kind of features that we are discussing, is it easy? Is it accessible for everyone?
Of course, yes. So all you have to do is just click on your screens. Go to the icon where it says text to image, go to the icon where it says generative fill, and start building on it. It's not difficult at all. And once you do it once or twice, you will actually get onto the habit of creating it, and you will know where the buttons are. So it's all going to be super easy for you.
Of course. So here we discussed about the features of generative AI. So we also need to understand whether we can add content, headings, or whether we can use text effects or not. So Deepshika ma'am, please share more insights into that.
Yeah, so we have mentioned about the text effects. So this is the prominent feature, and personally I love this feature. So the headings in any document that you create, or the name labels that you usually use, they can be your best friends. Text effects can be your best friend for that. So let me show you by just sharing my screen on how do you create the text effect. So this is the home screen of your Adobe Express account, and as we scroll down, so there are multiple ways to go and search for the text effects. You can see it here, right? Text effect. So either you click here, or you go to the plus button on the left hand side and search for quick actions, text effects. You can see it here. So from both the ways we can go and navigate to the text effects. So you can see on the left hand side we have so many options available, right? We can upload an image, we have several templates which are available, the media wherein we can upload a video, a photo or an audio to it. So let's say we have gone to the plus button and we had search for text effects. Now this is by clicking, it has generated this auto text over here, and let's say what it is creating. So you can see this is a text. For example, let me just maybe name it as name only, right? So if I click here, I can describe the text effect that I would want it to have. I can click on the balloon on the left hand side, blue and the gold marble, diamond glitter, disco ball, gem stickers, etc. So if I go here and click on the sample effects, you will see so many effects that are already generated here. And if somehow you do not like the effect that is there, you can generate your own text effects. And how do we do that? I'll just show you that as well. So here where it is asking us, tell us what you want it to be look like. So here we can describe it as exotic leaves, let's suppose, alright. And when I click on enter, so my name, my header will be described as exotic leaves. You can have classroom chalk, you can have water droplets, and anything which comes into your mind can be displayed as a text effect. You can change the font of it, you can style it as per tight, medium, loose, and so many effects that you can choose from. So this is how you can create a scratch, brand new, from the scratch you can create the text effect. But if in case, let's suppose I have a creation already in my stuff on the left hand side, when I click here,
So I think while Deepshika brings up her stuff, I'm also going to show you one very quick thing what we can do on text effects. And for that, I'll just very quickly present my screen. As Deepshika was mentioning, that we could do so many things related to text effects, right? So teachers use it in beautiful, beautiful forms. What they do is they would add the text effect right at their maybe beginning of the presentation. So let's say if a teacher is about to teach students about, let's say, volcanoes, they're going to make a text effect of volcano and present that to the students and let them guess what they are going to learn today. Similarly, let's say if I want to teach the students about plants today, I'm doing a science lesson on plants. I could have my text effects, my heading of my presentation or heading of my poster or my worksheet in that format, and that also sort of adds on to the students' curiosity, and they also sort of enjoy the lesson more and they are engaged more, and they also want to learn more how the teacher has created those specific things. So as Deepshika mentioned, that these text effects are very, very easy to create. We are now going to show you very quickly how you can generate a simple text effect very easily on Adobe Express. I'm just going to present my screen once again and I'm going to show you how that looks like for you all. So as you can see, here are these various text effects mentioned in my screen, right? Now, I can describe the kind of text effect I want to create right away here. That's the first thing I could do. So for example, if I'm typing just a simple leaf option and I click on the generate button, it sort of generates a leaf text effect for my text that I have added. And by default, this one particular text effect is coming. And you can see it on this particular text that is written, which is make. Now you can see on the left, there are options for me to choose from all of these leaves, right? So I can just be clicking on these leaves and I can select the one that I like the best for my classroom. Also, what I could do is I could say or describe the leaf. Maybe I want a fiddle leaf. So I can do that, and I can just press enter or click on the generate option to generate that effect. I'm going to actually make my canvas a little bigger so that you all can clearly see in your screens the kind of effect it is generated. Similarly, if you want to, let's say, add a text effect to your name, what we'll do is click on the plus button. I'm going to add a same size canvas, and I'm going to write my name right now. Now teachers, this is an activity that I definitely want you all to try, and once you have tried that, download it and share it with us for sure. All right. So what we are going to do is we are going to click on add your text as an option. I'm going to write simply my name. Okay. Or no, we have Simran with us. I'm going to write Simran's name and ask her what is the kind of text effect that she wants for us today. So I'm going to also enlarge the name a bit so that it is visible for all of you. And now Simran, what is the kind of text effect do you think you would want on your name? Is there something that comes to your mind? What color do you like?
Pink.
Pink? Okay. Can I try maybe pink balloons or pink flowers?
Yes, pink flowers would do.
Pink flowers would do? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to now scroll right at the bottom of my screen, click on the text effects option, and now I'm going to describe Simran's pink flowers over here. So I'm going to say pink flowers, and I'm not defining what kind of flowers, so let it be. So I'm going to click on now generate option, and you'll just see in a while, Simran, that your name will lit up with pink flowers all over. Can you see that? How beautiful it has come out to be. And as I said, on the left, you can all see there are more pink flowers that we can choose from. I could have also said pink roses or pink lilies or pink any other flower that Simran likes, and then it would generate like a similar text effect for you all. So I'm going to enlarge the screen so that you all can see how it is and what the text effects feature is about. And as you can all see, it is all coming out really, really beautiful.
Well, that's a lot of flowers on Simran.
Yeah. Don't you love that?
Of course I do.
All right, back to you, Deepshika.
Yeah, thank you so much for this lovely creation that you've created. So as I was mentioning that we can create the text effect on our own projects that we have created. How do we do that? Let me share my screen again. And under the home, you will find your stuff. So these are the creations, you have, I had created. Now I wanted to rename or style those images. So let me just pull out one of the images. Let's suppose this image which says learning is cool. Now this is a image that I had created. Now I would want to add styles to it. How do we do it? I'll just click on here on the image, ungroup it, and then you can see on the left hand side there is something known as text effects. When I click on text effects, again, like just mentioned, you can have the prompts here as well, like red and yellow flowers, and my text effect will be generated. So these are the text effects that we would want to generate as per our liking, and you can see there are so many options that are available on the left hand side to choose from. So if I'll just enlarge this a bit so that it's visible, you can see my title has been restyled, right? If I have to just go back and maybe choose from the sample effects, there are so many effects that are already available provided by Adobe Express, wherein you can choose from the plenty of options. There are natural, they have metallic fonts that are there, abstract fonts that are there, from the animals as well. If I'll just pick one of these, you will see how wonderful these are. So these are basically, I would say, when your students are learning something in science, maybe let's suppose we are talking about history, and you want your students to learn about Indus Valley civilization. So let's just put it here as well, which you could relate to, how you can, use the text effects in your classroom teaching. So this is my Indus Valley civilization, and let's see what effects it will be generated. How wonderful it is, right? You can see on the left hand side so many options to choose from. So this is how you can create your own style as well as choose from the already available effects. So this is how you can incorporate your text effects into your classroom teaching, and from the students' perspective, I would say they can create name labels, they can create their stickers, name stickers to be put on the notebook, etc. So this gives you the power to be creative, to ignite the creation in your mind. So back to you, Simran. This was all about text effects.
Of course, and most of the time text effects, I think we use it for headings, and headings remain to be the most catchy part of any maybe presentation of any worksheet. So ma'am, can we also use text effects for presentations and worksheets as well?
Yeah, definitely we can do that, and I can very quickly show you in one of the worksheets that we had created previously how these text effects can enhance your worksheet and also help your students to sort of bring that enhancement to life, and so that they are very excited in your classes and they are like sort of going ahead and using those kind of text effects, even getting inspired by you and use all of those features that you are using on your presentations. So I'm going to very quickly just show you once again my screen, where I will present you all with the same worksheet that we were working on last time. So we can just very quickly move to that worksheet from here. So let's say this is my worksheet that I was working on last time, and as you can see, join the science club for the monthly meeting. This is what we had created. I'm going to actually just enlarge my canvas as always, because I want my teachers to sort of see what I'm creating. And now what I'll do is I'll just quickly scroll it down a bit. And this is my text for the day, right? Now, how do I add text effect to this particular already created worksheet? And let's say the kind of text effect I want to add is something related to maybe a science project or atoms or molecules, or even a beaker, the beaker that we see at the bottom. Maybe you want that kind of a text effect. Let's see what we are going to do now. On the left, you see there is text effects option, where I can try describing the texture of the effect that I want here. That's something that Deepshika already spoke at length about. But now, let's say I have no clue about the kind of text effects I want. What do I do next? I click on the sample effects and I click on the view all button. And there it is. You have so many text effects that you can choose and pick from. For example, if I go for this first one, which is like a balloon text effect, and I also sort of enlarge my text that is written over here, we'll just see in a while how that balloon text effect is sort of applied on my worksheet. Similarly, if I want to make it more colorful, let's go for something that's not blue maybe, and rainbow fur is one example that I can sort of pick from. So if I click on the rainbow fur option, you will see join science club for the changes to a rainbow fur text effect. So you can see how creative it sort of gets. And as I said, if you don't have anything in mind, you can pick up from these sample text effects and you can add any kind of text effects. There are so many, as you can see, there are text effects about food, there are text effects about materials. So there's golden threads, rose glitter gold. There are text effects that are digital, which look like more like a glitch or a lens flare. Then there are painting text effects also available for you. Let's say if I want to do like this green oil painting and change the color of my text altogether to this green oil paint, how does that look like for me on the screen? So as you can see, you can sort of match through and see what your background color is like and what your foreground text is, and then sort of make that combination which sort of suits your eyes or which you think is going to be the best fit for your creation. Similarly, remember I was talking about the volcano thing, that let's say I'm talking about volcanoes in my class today, or I'm talking about plants today. Let's try and generate that text effect also, and for that what I'll do is I'll just simply press outside my screen, and if you want to add one more page to your creation, how do you do that? You click on the top right corner and you click on either the same size page, either a custom size page, or you could duplicate the same creation that you have right now. I'm just going to go for the same size page, and in here, as always, I'm going to enlarge my canvas so that you all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to now click on add your text option, and I'm going to, let's say, do a presentation on the volcanoes. But I want my students to guess what we are studying today. So I'm going to write a sentence. Can you guess what are we learning today? That's my sentence for the students, but I want them to guess with the help of this effect that I'm going to pick on my text. So I'm going to scroll down once again at the bottom, and you will see text effects option, and in here I'm going to type volcano, and let's see what it generates for us. Alright, I think the spelling is a bit incorrect, so I'm just going to do this. I'm also going to enlarge my canvas a bit because I think this will not be very clear. So as you can see, it has started generating some kind of a volcano effect, but I think this is not what I had in mind. So what I'm instead going to write is maybe molten lava and generate. And now let's see how this sort of changes into my text effect as well. Yeah, that's better. You can see it's like a lava sort of a text effect, and I can simply just have this picture with my students and I can ask them that, can you all guess what we are going to study? Similarly, I talked about plants. Similarly, you can apply this to any subject that you're going to teach. And even the mathematics teachers, they can also sort of pick on what kind of problems, what problems they're going to solve today. So they could have these questions and they could add those kind of text effects in that and sort of present that to the students to make the classroom more engaging and more interesting. And one more thing that we wanted to share for today, which is something that we taught you last time also, was how do we download our creations and how do we share them. So how do we download our creations is pretty simple. I click on the download button. Actually, I'm going to go to the generative AI image in your stuff so that I can download that image instead. So this was the generative AI image that I had created. I'm going to just, I'm going to open it from my home screen so that you all can see. I go to the home screen by clicking on the Adobe Express icon, and then I click on your stuff, and now I'm going to scroll through and go to my generative AI text to image, and then in here I'm going to click on the download button and select whatever is suitable for my file. If I want it to be downloaded as a PNG, I'll do that. If I want it to be downloaded as a JPG, I can do that, or I could download it as a PDF as well. I'm going to stick to PNG and click on the download button so that my file gets downloaded. And another thing that I'm going to do, like we do every time, which is the share option, so that we can create a link for our creation and we can share that link with anybody. Even if that person uses Adobe Express or not, we could share our creations with somebody using this link. So I'm going to click on Publish to Web now, and I'm going to name my creation something. So I'm going to write lion in a red hat. There you go. And as I already have mentioned a couple of times, if you want your image to have your name at the bottom, you could enable author access, and then if you want to publish it, you click on the publish link button. So now your image is going to get published on the web. You're going to get a link for your image, and that link is something that you can share with anybody using any, so you could send it via an email, you could share it on WhatsApp or any other means how you basically share your links with other people. So I'm going to copy this link and show you all how it sort of opens up once you are sharing this particular link with somebody. So as you can see, it's opening up for me. And once it does open, because it was just one page image, it says page 1 of 1, made with Express, Lion in a Red Hat by Jasmeet. And that's about it. That's how you sort of download and you can sort of publish your images or any creations that you're doing on Express.
And ma'am, regarding images, we have a question in the comment section that can we also enhance our very own images present in our picture gallery?
Oh, that's an interesting one, but unfortunately that's not available for now. But what you could do is, remember I told you how to remove the background from your pictures? That's something you can do. There are so many times that we have unwanted things at the background and we are looking like really fresh and we want to have that picture as a display image for something and we want to use that image for something. What we could do is we could just remove the background for the picture and that's about it. That's the enhancement you can do, and maybe you can add like a really peppy background or really like maybe if you want to have like a garden at the background, you could do that. Those are the kind of things that you can do on Express.
Alright, so we also have a video for all of you regarding how to collaborate on projects using Adobe Express. Let's watch the video. Well, that is quite interesting to note, and also once you'll try to do it at your end, you'll realize that what kind of different content that you are able to generate with the help of your imagination, or maybe something that you haven't imagined yet. So let's also get to know more about this collaboration or collaborating a project. So Deepshikha ma'am.
Yeah, so let's learn it by doing. So I'm going to share my screen and I will share my illustration, my image with Jasmeet, and let's see how Jasmeet takes it into her Adobe Express account. So I'm going to present my screen and you can see that this was my project, Learning is Cool. Now I would want the collaborators to be here. I can add so many number of collaborators here, there is no limit to it, and all I just need to do is add names or emails. When I say add names, it will just pick up the names working in my organization, and when I write emails, it can be sent to anyone with it. So let's say I'm going to send it to Jasmeet by typing her email address. You can see that I can change the edit and the comment section as well. So I'll just give her the right to just comment maybe, or I would want her to edit it as well. So you can see that, I can just type in here, hi Jasmeet, I am sharing a document with you, please review. So you can see I can send the message as well, which is optional, but to give her the context of the image, I can send it that and then invite to edit. When I click on invite to edit, Jasmeet will be able to access the illustration, the image, the graphic, whatever I have shared. So this is how collaboration works. So it means that, Jasmeet can edit my image. If we are just clicking on download or share, this goes as an image where you are not able to edit anything. But when you invite somebody as a collaborator, it gives you the right to edit that image. So Jasmeet, if you can just check side by side whether you have received it or not, we'll just see how and the collaboration works at your end.
Sure, Deepshika. I'll try and open up my email so that I can get a look of what you have shared with me. I'm just loading up my account, so that's going to take a couple of seconds.
Sure.
Maybe till then you can just very quickly show our viewers how we can also add elements, more elements to this image, right?
Yeah.
Because that's something that we did last time, but there were a lot of questions about what are the different kind of elements we could add. So that's what Deepshika is going to show you right away.
Yeah, so you can see there are so many white spaces in my image, right? I can go ahead and just take maybe anything from the left hand side. I can go on the media and upload anything from the device, any video. If I click here, you will be able to see that, there are videos which are available. 20 seconds, 17 seconds, very short videos which you can put it here. If I go here and add the audio over here, you can have your own voiceover recorded, which we will cover in the subsequent sessions. But for now, you can see that there are a couple of acoustic background music which you can add to your images. If I go here and click on elements, like Jasmeet had mentioned, we can see something relevant to learning. So let's see, I have a pencil here, which I think is relevant to my image over here. I can just click and it gets automatically pasted. So you can see learning is cool. I can click here, I can, enlarge it, maybe on top of it, however I would like to. I think here it looks good. So this way I can add any element to my image. We can add more to it. There are so many elements that are there. We can even add frames to this. So I think this looks good. I can add a frame to it. Let's just enlarge it and see how it looks. So you can see it here, right, how we have added and make it more beautiful. So Jasmeet, now if I'll just, I've already shared it with you. Let's see how will you be able to see it at your end, since I have made certain changes as well. So let's see.
Sure. So I think this is the email that I have received from your end, and it says Deepshika Arora invited you to edit a specific document. I'm now going to show you all how you will be able to see it as well on your Gmail accounts or any accounts where you receive the email. And once you have that, how you can start collaborating on it. So as you can all see on my screen already, there's a message that sort of appears which says start collaborating, right? So once that happens, I will be able to click on that option, start collaborating. Once I do that, it opens up in Adobe Express for me. And once it does open, it loads completely. I will be able to start working on the document that Deepshika has shared with me. I'm going back again to my invitation email where you all can see that this is an email I received to edit a specific document from Deepshika, and it says I'm sharing a doc with you, the message that Deepshika had shared with me. And in here you can see my Adobe Express is slowly opening up, and now you can see the same document that Deepshika has created. So educators, if you are somebody who really loves collaborating with other subject teachers, other great teachers, you could actually use this particular option. It comes in very handy to create worksheets together, to create lesson plans together, to create any kind of content together with your other educators in your school. Also, a lot of times when we are doing newsletters, when we are doing specific reports, you could use this feature. It could come in really handy, and you could start using this feature with them as well.
So ma'am, as you also mentioned that our viewers can share their creations with us, do we have those creations on Padlet yet?
Yeah, I'm going to actually just go to the Padlet, and I'm very excited to see if we have any new creations. So I'm just going to very quickly refresh this and scroll right to the bottom so that I can see my new creations that have come in. And I think so, yes, there are these new creations that have come in. Look at this one. I think somebody has generated an image of this old woman on one of the ghats or something like that. As you can all see, this one is loading up. Oh my God, this looks beautiful. There's another one where this dog is eating a burger. Oh my God, look at that one, Simran. It is so amazing, right? There's a monkey eating a mango as well. Oh my God, this is also really, really nice. You can all see these are all really nice images that the teachers have created. There's another one in which this person is sitting on a swing. And then there's another one which Shashi Ramachandran has shared with us using generative fill. I think they have added these elements of I see a couple of leaves and I see a sun as well. So I think this is what they have added. Thank you so much, teachers. We are loving these creations, and I feel like more teachers are getting inspired looking at these creations, and they will also be now ready to share their creations with us. So as I explained, the process is very, very simple. You see this QR code on the screen. You just click a picture of that, or you could scan the QR code, the Padlet code that we had shared with you. And then once you do that, you could click on the plus button right at the bottom, and you could upload your image here and type in a very specific heading for that as well. So for example, if I am creating a text to image feature, I can say text to image, and I could write my name and my school as well. And then finally click on the publish button. That's how we add things on the Padlet.
Right, and these images are quite fun to watch. Why do you think that that kind of fun is important in our classrooms?
So of course, we are now in an era where the classrooms are more technology enabled, right? And back in our times, I remember that we used to do a lot of copy paper work and like just do basic reading and writing in the classroom. But these days, the kids are doing so much more, right? And so learning along with fun is very important. Having fun while we are learning, having fun while we are creating things, having fun while we are doing things in the classroom, be it maths, be it science, be it English, any other subject, anything that we are doing requires that my inner child to be awakened so that I can feel happy while doing that, and I can also feel sort of engaged during the classroom, right? So that's why I think learning should be fun, and that's something that is really, really important.
So adding to what Jasmeet has said, we had a apprehension about, the calculators coming into picture, right? So we had calculators, there was a debate of, controversies, etc., that will it empower the math skills? But yes, we have seen from the controversial to more commonplace, we have seen how calculators have enhanced the math skills. So is generative AI. So it's not going to replace anything, but it is going to enhance your creative skills. So you can see so many, the pictures that we have created using AI. So it has simplified our learning. Of course, students are, they learn through creating, they learn through seeing, they are more visual. So we can say that, 65% of the students learn by seeing things, by doing things, by creating things. And this is how, generative AI would help your students learn better. So yeah, I would say that, it's a fun thing to do, and students learn fun, while doing these things, and it will empower them as well.
With regard to this, we have a lot of questions as well. Let's get to know the answers of these questions. So we have a question, क्या हम इसे WhatsApp पर as a poster भी send कर सकते हैं instead of mail or edit?
Of course, why not? So as I said कि आप download कीजिए, and जैसे ही आप download करते हैं, whenever you download it on your device, you can then add it on your device. So I know that all of you now are familiar with WhatsApp, and you can open WhatsApp web also, and you can add that particular whatever you have created, you can add that image to WhatsApp also, and then you can send it to other people via WhatsApp as well. And of course, there's another way, which is via a link. So if you create a link for your creation, then you can actually just send the link on WhatsApp as well. And if the person clicks on that link, that person will be able to see whatever you have generated. So yes, that is absolutely something you can do.
Right, and there's another concern as well that one of our viewers says, I was not able to create link. I have followed the steps. I could see this message. We could not publish your link at this time. Please try again. So is there any solution to that?
Okay, sure. So sometimes this happens when your internet connectivity is a bit slow. So when your internet connectivity is a bit slow, this message might come. So I request you all to refresh your screens then and try that again. If it still does not work, then try to just exit your browser and then log in again, and then try to use this feature of publishing.
All right. Deepshika ma'am, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, so I would say that I could share it on my screen and, you know, show it by doing. Okay, let me share my screen. So you can see my creation over here. When I click on download, so this is how I can download it into 3 formats: PNG, JPG and PDF. So whatever format that you require, you can download it in that and then copy paste it into the WhatsApp or any other media that you would want to circulate it to. So this, you know, answers your first question. And the second one is, yeah, so you can see here that it asked me to add a file name to it and save as a type. So, and coming to the second question, publish to web, right? So we come here, this is our creation. There are 2 buttons over here. On the right hand side, there is a share button. When you click on share, we had learned today about the collaboration, but in our previous session, we had also learned to publish to web. Now, if you have to post it somewhere, maybe on the Google Classroom, maybe on Teams, you can do that by clicking on publish to web. So here I can see that the title is here. I can just write it as learning and then author. If you would want others to know that you have created it, then you can turn it on, and at the bottom you will have the author written and publish link. So this is just 3 steps process, and you just have to wait over here till, you know, your design is published, and here you will find copy link. So once it is published, you will see a copy link over here, which you can share it among your class, your collaborators, your teachers, etc. So this is how you can see here, right, copy link. So this
Yes.
is how we publish to web.
Thank you so much for sharing those details. And we have another concern that I am not able to find text to image.
Okay, all right. I think Deepshika would be able to show that
Yeah.
very quickly.
So this is again my home screen. If you can just see my screen, yeah. Text to image can be found in 2 ways. This is the home page, and if I go down here, you will find something known as text to image. So today we had touched base upon the generative AI features. So all 3 features which we have talked about, you can find it here: text to image, generative fill and text effect. Another thing is, if somehow you're not able to scroll it enough, you can go to the plus sign and then click on quick actions. Type here text. You will see text to image or the text effect that we had learned today. So this, by clicking here, you will be able to see and find it.
All right, viewers, let's also quickly watch the Padlet QR code on your screens. You can scan this particular code and you can also share your creations with us, and we'll try our best to showcase it in our programs itself. So this is a QR code that is flashing on your screens. Once you try and scan this QR code, you can even share your creations with us. You can show your creativity on television, because we will try our best to include the images or the creations that you share with us. And apart from this, we also have a feedback form for all of you. We keep on saying that your feedback matters a lot. It is very, very important for these particular training programs. So there is a feedback form that's flashing on your screens. It is a QR code that you can scan and you can share your feedback with us. And it is important that we get to know that whether you are able to understand it better or not, what are certain areas of improvement, what are the different concepts or the aspects associated with Adobe Express that you would like to know, or maybe there are different tools that you would like to access, and also tell us more about these different features that we have. So, Jasmeet ma'am, here we have come to the end of this particular training session. Well, it's a 4th training session of generative AI. So, my one question to both of you, and we will take the answers individually. What actually generative AI can do to the classrooms? What kind of impact that it can have on the students or in the classroom scenario? What do you think?
Sure. So remember in our very first session, we talked a lot about skills that we want to build
Yes.
in our students, right? The 21st century skills, the creativity, digital innovation, and all of those skills that we talk about, communication, collaboration. All of that is possible with Adobe Express and with the generative AI feature as well on Express, right? So when you try and learn new thing on Express, you every time you learn that new thing, you will get to know that there's one new skill that you also sort of had in your mind while working on that specific feature. For example, if I just simply talk about the text to image today, it's all students' creativity and imagination,
Yes.
right? How they can put this imagination into picture and how they can actually use their creativity to come into live format, and how they can actually, again, with the text effects, how they can sort of beautify their own presentations, anything that they are creating, I would say any content that they are creating on Express can be beautified, and creativity is one essential thing that comes into the mind when we talk about Express.
Of course, creativity is very important, and the integration of technology can actually do wonders to creativity. Deepshika ma'am, very quickly, we would like to take your insights and your concluding remarks for the program.
Sure. So I would say that we are in the ever-changing world. So there are jobs which are not yet created. So our students have to be equipped with the essential skills. So generative AI is one such skill where your students will be empowered to think and ignite their passion about the creativity. So I would say that when together with the help of industry standard tools and classroom, we could have the future ready students, we could have the students job ready, and there would be so many opportunities for students to foster digital creativity skills, and the teachers to experience and integrate into their daily classroom.
Of
So
course.
I would say that it has the potential to transform the classrooms into potential hubs of creativity and ignite passion.
Right. Technology has become a part and parcel of our life, so why not make the best use of it, especially when we talk about education. Thank you so much for our team from Adobe India. Thank you, Jasmeet ma'am, and thank you,
Thank you.
Deepshika ma'am.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you to all the viewers who have connected with CIT NCRT for this particular training session. Well, this was the fourth training session of our pilot program, and the session was titled as Introduction to Generative AI and Generating Images Using Adobe Express. Here we got to know about Adobe Express, the different features of generative AI, and what generative AI can actually do to our classrooms. Thank you once again for connecting with us, and let me apprise you viewers that we are going to run these training programs till 31st of July. This is a 20-hour long training program for all of you, and every Tuesday and Thursday we are conducting these particular programs, so you can tune in with us at eVidya channel number 14. And also, so many viewers have connected with us in the comment section of our YouTube channel, that's NCRT Events. So many praiseworthy comments are pouring for both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
And thank you, viewers. And now it's time to wrap up this particular training segment for all of you. But do not go anywhere, because it's around 5 p.m. on your watch, and we are going to have our special session on NCRT Official, that is our YouTube channel, and also PM eVidya channel number 6 to 12, that is the Sahyog program, where we try to provide guidance for mental well-being and psychosocial support to all our students, all the learners, and all the viewers who keep on connecting with us for the diverse programs throughout the day. So you can watch our Sahyog program on PM eVidya channel number 6 to 12 and our official YouTube channel, that's NCRT Official. So stay connected, keep watching eVidya channels, and next up we will have our program, as I just informed you, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you once again. Namaskar.